beautiful people. Welcome back. So, we are going to do a recap and a review of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 6, titled Burnin and Beefin. So, we are still at the winery at the vineyard with Wendy and her burn session. We're still at the table, and we still have Candiace and Ashley going on at it. So after Ashley says that Chris was a little flirty with her friend, Candiace said, "All right, girl, I was holding on to this, but it seemed like because you want to bring it, we're going to talk about it." And Ashley and Candiace does some name dropping. She says Michael has a client by the name of whatever, who is a long-standing client of Michael, who Michael likes to go and perform fellatio on. So, of course, all the ladies at the table is like, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. Karen is like, I'm sick to my stomach. Mia is like, oh, really? That's what we doing now? Everybody else's mouth is wide open, just there in awe. Candiace says, you know what? At least I know you're giving me stuff. I'm processing it and I'm dealing with it. But as far as you're concerned, Candiace, you are not listening to what people are telling you about Chris, and you need to listen so that you could talk to your husband, and he needs to check himself. So, of course, at this point now, the dinner was over. Karen was like, girl, get up. We got to go. This is her telling me, girl, it's over. We getting up. We're leaving. We're not doing this. We're not about to go there with this because, of course, they're having flashbacks of all the other times that Candiace and, people have been in it. So they're like, no, we are not taking the group to this level. So even though the ladies have left, we have some ladies who walk to the Sprinter van. We have Candiace taking some time to cool down. Her and Gizelle walked out. I think it was Gizelle who walked out first to look at the view at the vineyard, and then we had Candiace following her, and Candiace is like, you know what, Gizelle, since we're in the same space, let's talk about it. You said that Michael made you feel uncomfortable. We need to get into the semantics of what happened with you and Michael. So they went back and forth as far as, when they entered the room together, whose suggestion was it to go into the room? Of course, Chris says it was Gizelle's suggestion. Gizelle says it was Chris's suggestion. So we don't know who suggested that they go into the room together, but it was agreed on that when they did get into the room, that Gizelle said, listen, my glam team is not here. My people are not here. I don't feel comfortable. So some of the ladies, the semantics as far as, who invited each other into the room, but it was agreed upon that it wasn't a good look for them to be in a room alone together. So that's why they went back to the stage of the reunion. Now, Candiace is asking Gizelle, so exactly what made you feel uncomfortable about the conversation that you and Chris were having? And of course, Gizelle told her again that, I didn't think it was appropriate that, he wanted to talk to me one-on-one. And Candiace said something to Gizelle, like Gizelle was like, girl, what are you talking about? Candiace said, it's women like you who don't come forward with the truth that's getting people in trouble. So she is still in denial that Chris is doing something. The gist of it is like, listen, the ladies don't feel comfortable of the way that Chris is approaching them. And now we have more than one person coming out and saying it about Chris. We're doubling down. She's doubling down on the fact that no, her husband is not a creep. That is not his behavior. This is the spin that the show is trying to put on it. And we're not going to go there with it. Girl, at this point, I don't know what to say because I'm looking at Chris as him not being that type of person. But here we come with multiple people saying, even if it's secondhand information, could they all be lying? Well, maybe, he feels comfortable approaching and talking to certain people, but the women don't feel that it's appropriate the way he approached them. So Candiace really does have to have a conversation with Chris about how he's being too nice to these women. That's the only thing I could look at it with, but I don't know what it is at this point. I could say for sure that they're coming for Chris. They are coming for Chris. So that was the gist of the conversation. The ladies, they were going back and forth, and somebody did ask Ashley, so who is this friend that Chris approached at the party? And Ashley was like, my friend Deborah. And we did meet Deborah, I think, in episode 2, where Deborah came over and with her son, with her child, and they were playing with Dean and stuff like that. But we did meet Deborah in episode 2. If you go back, she came over to Ashley's house. So that's who Deborah is. So she did the name. She did say who it is. So I'm guessing we're going to have a conversation between Deborah and Candiace down the line if Candiace really wants to talk to Deborah about it. So that was the gist of that scene right there. They were going back and forth a lot between the three. We were doing the ladies in the van. We were doing Candiace and Gizelle, and we were doing Wendy and Ashley, who was still left at the venue. So the ladies left out of there, in their, whoever came in the Sprinter left in the Sprinter, whoever came in the Jeep left in the Jeep, and that was it. And somebody said, oh my God, not another disaster. She's like, this wine trip or this bird session did not work. It was a total disaster. So yeah, Wendy didn't really accomplish much on this trip. So now we have Ashley at the attorney's office. She is taking everybody's advice, and she is going to go see an attorney regarding this divorce from Michael. She is taking Uncle Lump's advice. She is taking all the other ladies' advice, and she's going to see an attorney. She tells us that she's very nervous about it. She gets in the attorney's office, and they're talking about, about how the marriage is. She let the attorney know that, she was open to certain things in the marriage, but when she got, her children were born, she was just not into it anymore. But her husband is still into it, and that's one of the reasons why they are actually getting a divorce. So she's telling the attorney that Michael is about to send over a proposal for her to look over and to sign. And the attorney did point out to her that, listen, usually the one with the most money in the relationship usually wants everything to go quickly and, of course, in their favor. Because who doesn't? Who wants to start over? When you have lump sum of money, you want to give it up. But Michael have to remember that he have children that he needs to take care of. I'm sure he's going to make sure his kids are taken care of. But as far as Ashley's concerned, she wants a certain lifestyle, and I don't think Michael is going to want to provide for that. Also, she told the attorney that, we're looking to purchase a home, and the attorney's like, I don't think it's a good idea for you to purchase a home together, because unless he puts it in writing that this is yours as a gift all outright, I have nothing to it, because later on down the line he could come back and stake a claim to that property, and then we're gonna have problems down the line. So she told her, I don't think it's a good idea. She explained to the attorney as well that even though they are separated, they are still living in the same house. The attorney's like, that's fine, just as long as you're not having intercourse and that you're not sleeping in the same bed and just, getting back together, because that would just defeat the whole purpose. So she did get some information from the attorney. She told the attorney that between her Googling information and talking to the attorney, all the information is just different. Of course, the attorney came with her clap back. She's like, well, I didn't get my degree on Google. I'm like, okay, lady, you said it. You went to school for 8 years to become an attorney, so therefore you know what you're doing. All right, so that was the meeting between Ashley and her potential attorney, I should say. So now we have these ladies meeting up. We have Mia, we have Charisse, and then we have Mia's friend Jacqueline. And they're meeting up for a spa day. Mia says she likes Charisse, so she's inviting her out to just have manis and pedis with her and Jacqueline. Now we find out a little bit more about Mia and how Jacqueline's friendship came about. We know that when Mia's mother was going through her struggles in her teenage years, that Jacqueline's mother was Mia's foster parent. So that's how they spent so much time together, and that, they became best friends. So they've been knowing each other since teenagers. So they have a deep bond right there. So they have wine, they had some rosé, and then Mia extended the invitation to the two ladies. She's like, we want to go to Miami, and I'm inviting you guys. She assured Charisse that Charisse will have her own room. So of course Charisse was happy with that. And I'm like, why are you letting Charisse know she will have her own room? You barely know this woman. but you're telling her she's gonna have her own room. So Sharice is asking the question. She's like, so how many bedrooms are there? She's like, 6. And how many people are going? 9. So Sharice is like, well, that math ain't mathing, girl. So how is that gonna be possible? She's like, of course the people who I like are gonna get their own rooms, but the ones who I don't like, they're gonna have to bunk together. Mia is straight up with it. She just let her know that, that's how it's gonna be. I like you, so therefore you're gonna have your own room. So, all right, she said she's getting a rented house, 6 bedrooms for the 9 ladies. So they left it there. Now, of course, some stuff's going to pop off down the line, and we're going to talk about it when we get there. So now we have Wendy at home. Wendy's trying to journal. Her daughter wants mommy time, and she's like, just go to daddy. Go be with daddy. So then we have Eddie come in the room, and his daughter's like, daddy, feed me. So, of course, daddy being daddy's, daddy's little girl, he's feeding her Cheetos or something to that effect. They're talking about Wendy's health. Wendy's saying that, she realized that the scare with her mother has shown her that her Wendy needs to actually slow down a little bit and take time for herself. So Eddie said, so with that now, what's going on with the restaurant? You have a lot on your plate. What's going on with the restaurant? So Wendy's like, we're putting that on pause right now. So her husband's like, all right, that's a good idea. So you're focusing on what's in front of you right now? She said, yeah, that's what we're doing. She talks about a little bit about the bird session, about what happened, how everything went left, and, things just went haywire after a certain point. And then she tells him that, even though that happened at the burn session, that Mia invited all the ladies to Miami and she's gonna go. So that was her and Eddie's little conversation. So now to get ready for the Miami trip, we have Gizelle, we have Robyn, and of course Ashley joins them at a little boutique and they're shopping for little outfits for Miami. When Ashley comes in, she was the last to come in. They got on the conversation about what happened at the burn session, about the information that Candiace spilled. And Robyn said this was not the first time she heard about it, that Ashley actually told her about it years ago. So this is an ongoing person. So she started talking, Robyn did, and then she's like, you know what, this is not my information to spill. So Ashley was like, no, talk about it. You already mentioned it, so just tell me, what have you heard? So she said that there is a certain person, she did the name, and she's like, that person is a high-end escort and has been a long-standing customer of Michael. So Ashley, I'm surprised. Ashley was like, she kind of shrugged it off like, oh, well, it's like she probably knew about it and didn't even care. So, she just went on to shop, and then they were talking about Chris and Chris's behavior. Gizelle told them about the conversation she had with Candiace outside after the burn session. And she made a statement. She's like, I don't ever want to be around Chris anymore. If he was to come in front of my face right now, I would just tell him, get away from me. Oh, man, they're really making Chris out to look like such a creep. And I really don't think that's what Chris is. Honestly, he was just being kind to the ladies and nice to the ladies because they're friends of his wife. And I honestly don't think Chris meant anything bad about, anything mean or anything bad about what's going on with them. But my goodness, the spin that people could put on things. But, you also have to look at Gizelle and think that, if she's uncomfortable with, you can't discount the fact that she feels uncomfortable with him around. So you have to look at both of them. But honestly, I don't like the way that they're making Chris seem because, it's not just a reflection on him, it's just a reflection on the whole relationship with him and Candiace. Like, Candiace, like, this is my husband. We're supposed to be loving and, everybody's supposed to like us, but you're making him seem like a creep and no, I don't want to bring him around. And that's why we don't see Michael this season because, my God, they kept picking on him for since Ashley came on. Michael has been the creep of the show. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to fix you girls' business this season. I'm going to have some fun. And I'm still have Michael in it. And he's not going to have to be seen. So she just mentions him. Everybody always asks, oh, here's Michael. She's like, okay, Michael's is in Bahamas this week. So here's Michael. Michael's in Vegas this week. That's right. Michael is here and not here. And I'm about to have some fun with you ladies. Go ahead, Ashley. You did it right. You know how to get your way. So the ladies, they shop a little bit longer, and then, that's it now. We ready for Miami. We have the meetup at the airport. We have everybody come. Karen lets us know it's my birthday. You know it's my birthday. You know it's my birthday? You know it's my birthday. So at one point, Karen turned around and she so happened to turn right into Sharice. Hey, Sharice, I'm so glad to see you. Of course, they did the fakeness that we know how to do as women. And as soon as Karen turned around, Sharice's smile just fell off her face. She went in the confessional. She's like, I didn't invite Sharice, but this is my birthday week. I'm not the one who planned it. This is my birthday getaway. Karen is making it all about her. This is my birthday getaway, so I guess, I can't do anything about it, but she's here. So that's it. They get on their flight. They get to the airport in Miami. Mia lets them know that, listen, I have 2 SUVs. This group of ladies, you're getting into one. This group of ladies, you're getting into the other. And we're going to the house that I rented. The ladies are driving along, talking about why is it that certain people are in certain cars. They cannot be satisfied with nothing. They got to criticize everything. Now we pull up to the house. They were like, it's kind of cute, but why aren't we closer to the beach? It's kind of cute, but I don't think it got 10 bedrooms in it. It's kind of cute, but no. So, all right, the ladies go in, and the view is gorgeous on the back side of the house. They are overlooking the water. They have a swimming pool. But, of course, we still have Gizelle saying, so why are we not on South Beach? We're in Miami. Why aren't we on South Beach? Ladies, you can never please these women. So now we have the room assignments. We have the chef. We have prepared drinks and food and drinks to welcome the ladies. So they all get their place and they're sitting down. And Mia is giving them their room assignments now. So she said she named the rooms after either burlesque shows or something of a sexual nature. So everybody gets their room. We find out that Gizelle and Robyn are in a room again, as always. They're not happy with that. They're like, why do we always have to share a room? They don't want to share a room. So, they can't do anything about it because Mia is the one. She's the host. She does the room assignment. We do have Sharice getting her own room. However, Sharice does not have her own bathroom, and that's a problem for her. She wants her own bathroom. We have Mia and Jacqueline sharing a room. We have Karen with a room by herself. She got her own bathroom. She happy. We have Wendy. But then Wendy is asking, so where is Candiace going to go? Where's Candiace going to go at one point? Because remember, Candiace is meeting them there later. Candiace is going to do some stuff first, and then she's going to meet them there. So Mia left Candiace's room assignment on the table in the living room. And at one point, you have Ashley go pick it up, and we get to find out that Candiace is in a room with Wendy, and they only have one full-size bed. So they have to share a bed, Wendy and Candiace. Oh my gosh, I know that's going to pop off by the time Candiace reaches there, because we're going to see that in the next episode. We have Sharice calling her travel agent, talking about, find me a hotel close by, because I'm not staying here. I don't have a bathroom for myself. I'm not staying here. Even Ashley is saying she love a good service at a hotel. But Candiace is fine with her room. She's even trying to convince Sharice to stay, and she could use Candiace's bathroom. So Sharice is like, this ain't for me. This is not what I expect. I am not staying here. So I'm not sure if Sharice is going to leave. They're going to try and convince her to stay. Mia is like, listen, this is what the room assignments are. You either take it or leave it. I don't know what y'all want me to do. So towards the end of the scene now, Mia calls Peter. I didn't know Peter and Mia knew each other. Peter knows everybody. If you guys know, Peter is from, Cynthia's ex-husband from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he has a franchise of bar and lounge, so he definitely have one in Miami. So she calls Peter, who's apparently a friend of Mia's as well, and is like, listen, the girls and I are here. We're going to pass through later on. You're going to be there. And then he's like, who you got? And Mia's like, well, I have Robyn, Gizelle, Karen, and Wendy. And Peter's like, tell Wendy we got beef. So I'm like, oh shit. And Peter does not hold his tongue. So Mia's like, what's going on? We got beef. So he's like, don't worry, just bring her here. We got beef. We're going to deal with it. So that is where the episode ended. So the ladies have landed in Miami. They're going to have some fun. Mia let us know that, Miami is where she was raised. We all knew this. We know that she was a stripper in some club named Diamond or something or the other. So she is back home where she is feeling good about it. And we're going to see Peter in the next episode. And we're going to see some stuff pop off based on the preview that I've seen. So, girl, I am waiting to see the next episode. Real Housewives of Potomac is fire this season. So, yep, that is my recap and my review. We gonna see how these relationships play out. I'm gonna see how much longer Karen is gonna avoid Charisse. They were also we had Robyn in the confessional talking about why is it that Karen always get her own room? Is it because she's the oldest, why she always get her own room? She's like, I'm sick and tired of sharing a room with Gizelle. I want my own space. They were going in this episode. These ladies could not be pleased for anything. But yep, we're gonna see some stuff pop off next episode. So that is my recap and review, like I said, of Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 6, titled Burnin and Beefin. Burnin and Beefin. So again, thank you for watching / listening this if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are listening on my podcast, Reality TV with Georgia Denise, be sure to download and make sure that you also subscribe to the podcast. And until next time, guys, be sure to take care of your friends. Be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.